Everyone, today we have another game. Today's game is going to be Bulls versus Nets. Bulls are going to be the away team today. We're going to be playing at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Today's game is going to be a little early too. It's going to be 6:30 p.m. Central Time. For the TV, Chicago Sports Network, same for the Bulls. And then for everyone in New York, it's going to be Yes Network, and everybody outside of market, it's going to be League Pass. Now, my Australian followers are asking how to stream the game, how to watch the game. There is some YouTube channels that commentary on there. I'm personally not that type of person. I want to enjoy the game. I don't want to make this a job. I do it for a hobby. So I do know a streaming site that you might be able to use. It's called First Row Sports. If you just Google that, it'll send you to it. There's a couple ads, but once you click out of the ads, the game should start. Everybody in Europe uses this one, so maybe it'll work in Australia. Let me know if it does. And also, if you're streaming the game now and you have a place to watch it, let me know as well. And we'll get the Australian and New Zealand community that support Josh Giddey, and in this game as well with Ben Simmons being able to watch the game. The radio station for the Bulls, 670 The Score. Odds, the Bulls are going to be an underdog once again every game so far this year, but just plus 1.5. So not the biggest underdog today. Over-under is 226.5. And record for the Bulls, we just came off a huge win. We came back again 2 games in a row from 20 points down. So huge game for Josh Giddey and Nikola Vucevic. So the Bulls now are 3-2 on the season. Everybody kind of thought we were going to be 1-4 to start the first 5 games. So good job on the Bulls' part. We live and die by that 3-point shooting team. And then also, it looks like we're just running people to get tired, because every fourth quarter, everyone is kind of crumbling. The opposing teams, they're all getting tired. So this game's going to be another aspect of that. I think they have really good running people on the team, but they are a slow-paced team. So I think the Bulls have a good shot here. Going through both of the teams, the Bulls scored a little less than Brooklyn this year, just solely because our last game, we didn't score that much, only 102 points, so it brought our point totals down, our averages down. So the rebounding, the Bulls undersized all year long. Not that big of length, especially with Smith being out as well. He's a game-time decision today, and we'll get into that. But the Bulls are rebounding awesome as a team. Everybody is rebounding. Josh Giddey, man, he's doing great on the rebounds as a point guard spot. Zach LaVine has been huge on the rebounding this year, and so is pretty much the whole team. And Patrick Williams is going in for crashing the boards. It's weird to see Patrick do that. He's being more aggressive on the rebounding. He's kind of not doing anything else, but he did make a few threes last game in clutch time too. So hopefully it's a turnaround for Patrick. Okay, for the assists, the Bulls are sharing the ball around, and New York is actually a really good team at passing the ball as well. And Ben Simmons, if everybody ever followed his career before he got hurt, he was an elite passer, still is. That hasn't changed. He's just really passive nowadays. Steals, their Bulls are averaging 6.2, not the best, and then Brooklyn 7.6, so they're a little bit better. They also better on blocking shots as well, when they average 4 a game. Bulls only average 3.2, which is last in the league. Turnovers, the Bulls did much better last game. We only had 12 turnovers, so we're averaging 15.8 on the season. So the Bulls, they've been having terrible first quarters. So we had 5 turnovers in the first quarter, and then 7 the rest of the 3. So it was improvement. The Bulls are adjusting after the first quarter, getting off to slow starts, though. Hopefully we could change that. Field goal percentage, the percentage dropped a little bit, but the Nets actually are shooting a little bit better at 46% compared to the Bulls' 43%. 3-point percentage, the Bulls are still shooting a pretty good clip, 38% for the season. 3-point percentage for the Brooklyn Nets is going to be 37.6. So they're pretty much a wash there. Hopefully the Bulls could shoot good today. They definitely have a few decent guys defensively, like Nick Claxton's really good. And then Ben Simmons, when he's healthy, he's a good defender. He's one of the best defenders. His length, disrupts problems. But that's saying, like, who's he going to guard today? We got 3 guards, depending on what Zach LaVine does. But even if Zach LaVine is out, then we got Io as well. Free throw percentage, the Bulls have been terrible this year. Let's just be honest. They've been missing a lot. They're not really getting to the free throw line. They've just kind of been terrible at the free throw line. The Bulls should just have one practice where they only shoot just free throws, get that confidence back, because it's not been great. And New York and the Bulls are pretty much awash in the paint of scoring. They shoot more out from outside. Second chance points, Brooklyn has lead 14-11. And then fast break points is going to be the key of this game. Brooklyn's not the fastest paced team, while the Bulls are number 1 in pace. So, getting out there at fast break is going to be huge for the Bulls. They're doing really good, averaging 16 points per game this year in the fast break, which is a lot better than last year. Some team stats as well, like the Brooklyn Nets, they are 6th in offensive rating, so they could score the ball. Cam Thomas takes crazy wears. He's kind of like our Zach LaVine, right? Just take shots that you don't want to take, but some of them go in. I mean, he's averaging pretty good points this year. So they're a good offensive team. Defensive rating, they're not the greatest. They're a little slow. They do have Claxton in the paint. That's going to cause us problems. We're going to have to get this guy on the three-point line. Hopefully Nicole is making his threes. And then standings, like I said, the Bulls 3-2, so that puts them in 3rd place this year, which is great. And then Brooklyn is 10th. It's only been 5 games, so that's going to swing a lot. So just some of the rankings for the Bulls this year, and I'm going to update it every game. Rebounding, we end up taking the 1st spot. So 1st in the league in rebounding by being undersized. Great coaching on Billy's part. I always thought Billy was a good coach. I just think in-game adjustments is where he makes problems. And then the last 2 games, he made a little bit of adjustments in the game. So I'm seeing, Billy definitely get a little bit better in that aspect. Assists, we dropped a little bit. 6th place for the season. 3-point makes were 4th. 3-point attempts were 3rd. 3-point percentages were 8th. So the Bulls' 3-point shooting is definitely our key. We got to keep letting that thing fly. That's our identity. I like it. Let's stick with it. It's a fun way to watch basketball because I don't necessarily like all just 3-point shooting. Like, it kind of makes the game boring. But seeing the Bulls just be terrible and iso ball every year, this kind of a change of pace. We're actually moving the ball really well, and everybody's touching the ball. Everyone's scoring. Everyone's rebounding. Everyone's doing assists. I like this type of basketball. Free throw attempts, we're still not getting to the line much. Zach LaVine did get to the line a lot last game. And then turnovers got a little bit better, so we're 18th in the league. Steals and blocks, we're still on the bottom of the league. Blocks were literally dead last. And then pace, we're 1st. And possessions, we are 2nd place in possessions, but that's just because Memphis played one more game than us, and we should take over that spot tonight. Points, we're 15th in the league. Deflections, we're 28th. And then loose balls recovered with 28th as well. And if you watched any of the games, the loose ball thing has been an issue. We're not getting to any of them. It seems like we lose every single loose ball. And if it's a 50-50 chance, we're still not coming up with it. Okay, so the injury report today is a big one for the Bulls. We are starting to get a lot of injuries. Lonzo Ball is out, as everyone knows, with the wrist injury. Zach LaVine has a shoulder injury. He played through that shoulder injury for 3 quarters on the other day. And, yeah, it was obviously bothering him a lot. Smith, his knee, his game-time decision. And then Patrick Williams, his shoulder, his game-time decision. So the only one Lonzo's out. But Zach LaVine, I think he might have some issues here. He might not play. If he doesn't, we could kind of just expect to have Io take his spot. And you know what I kind of want? I don't want Zach LaVine to be hurt, but I kind of want to see the team without him. I want to see how they work, how they pass still. And having Io with Giddey, those lineups work really well. Io pushes the pace just like Giddey does. And I like having them two in the backcourt with Kobe. They're kind of doing those 3 guards, Io, Giddey, and Kobe. And they're running. When they have that lineup there, they're fast. Zach dribbles too much, in my opinion. So, having him dribble sometimes it slows us down. I do like putting the pressure on the other teams, and it's shown to be effective because we're wearing down the team so far this year by the third quarter, they were really struggling. And it's not because the Bulls defense got better. It's just because they're tired and they're not making shots. And the other day it was crazy, with both teams couldn't even score the basketball. The Magic were like really struggling to score, so were the Bulls. And we just had a couple free throws by the first field goal was 4.5 minutes left of the game, like in the fourth quarter. It's crazy. I've never seen a game where both teams just struggled that bad. So, hey, it's working. It's been the story of every game so far this year. The other team has slowed down a lot. So, for the Brooklyn Nets, though, they got Bojan. He's going to be out, and then Sharp is out as well. So they're not going to be playing. Bojan, he's pretty good player. He creates a lot of stuff. He's got the old man game, and he shoots really well. So having him out is kind of a plus for the Bulls. So the starters, we're going to expect Zach LaVine if he plays, Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Patrick Williams, and Nikola Vucevic. Nikola Vucevic and Josh Giddey, most consistent players this year. Nikola Vucevic, I owe apology to. He's been doing so good this year, and I bashed him all summer long. And, man, he's playing in the right way. He's playing in the post, and then he's working out his three-point shooting as well. This guy has done great. This is who we traded him for, is this type of play. And the main thing, too, is he's fouling people. Like, he's actually attempting to play defense this year. Like, you didn't see that in the past. He's attempted to. He's got dunked on, like, twice already. But, like, hey, man, I just like the guy's effort. I hate when he just moves out the way and lets this guy get in the paint. Like, foul him or contest a shot. So it's nice to see that. 20 and 11 with almost 4 assists is good for him. And then Zach LaVine, like, he's been scoring the ball. As long as you don't bring the ball up the court and turn the ball over, he's been having a good season. Kobe's been a little inconsistent. I feel like he's played 3 decent games and 2 bad ones. Josh Giddey, he's been amazing in my point of view. And his three-point shooting has been his thing he needs to work on, right? But the guy is shooting 58% from threes, 10 for 17 from the 3-point line this year. Now, still early, but like that's good signs, man. That means that his confidence is still there. It's translated from the Australian Olympics. And, last year being benched because of his shooting, all the guys laying off of him, he's making them pay now. They're doing the same thing in the season. They're letting him shoot, and he's making them. He's making them pay for it. And the thing about Josh is he's getting to the paint with will. Like, it doesn't matter. He's getting to the paint, and the way he can maneuver to get to those spots is amazing. And he makes things happen when he's in the paint. He opens up an offense because then everybody else is open because the defense collapsed or something. And Billy has done a good job because going back through these games a few times each, I'm seeing little details, and Billy's is setting him up for success. He's actually running like off screens for him to catch the ball by the elbow or by the free throw line or somewhere there, so then he can play make. He could decide he wants to have a 2-man game right next to the rim with Vooch or what. So Billy has done a good job with Josh Giddey. I think people are starting to move the ball move around without him. Off ball movement, off ball screens, and then man. This dude is getting the nickname the Slob Wizard. Man, I see why now, because he could pass the ball from being the sideline passer. Like, he's always the one, passing the ball in. And there's a good reason why. He's got, like, this crazy English on the basketball, to Zach LaVine on most of them. But, man, he's awesome. And if you don't know what Slob Wizard is, Slob stands for sideline out of balance, and they just call him a wizard at it because he's literally the best person in the league at sideline passes, and it's ridiculous some of the passes he makes. The Bulls are just like not used to him doing that, so like they really don't know how to catch the balls spinning. So you've seen a lot of plays where they didn't catch the ball with those passes. So I think the Bulls' chemistry is improving by the game. And that's good to see for us. Hey, for the Nets though, we got to worry about Schroeder. He always plays the Bulls good. He's doing great this season. That dude is a vet. He played for the Olympics as well for Germany, and he's always been really decent. And he's like always like undershined. Like no one even knows about him. But the dude's averaging 25 and almost 25 and 8 right now. That's pretty good. And then you got Ben Simmons. He's been underperforming like crazy. Like, he's just so passive this year. I don't know if he still has injury problems or what, but he's just he's a poor man version of himself now. It's crazy. And Cam Thomas, like I said, is just going to jack up a lot of shots. I think Io's going to shut him down when Io's in the game. Kobe also plays him really well, in the past. And then, yeah, we'll see. We'll see the rest of it. Dorian Finney-Smith, I don't see him doing much, but the starters for the Nets don't have the advantage over the Bulls. I think the Bulls win this game. I think for once with the starters are going to have a definitely impact in the game. And just a couple injury report updates with the other ones. I put the post by Casey Johnson saying that Zach LaVine, wants to play through everything. I personally think they're going to hold him out. We'll see. And then Patrick Williams' injury, is his shoulder, so he's questionable. So I think he's going to play as well, though. But that's the recap. Let me know what you guys think and who do you think is going to win. And again, with the Australian followers, let me know how you guys watch the games as well. And I'll see you guys for the recap. Go Bulls.